Hello and welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your host, Morgan. So this week we're doing something a little differently in that I know this isn't an unboxing channel, but I just got a new bridle for my horse and I'm excited about it. And so we're gonna unbox it and kind of give a first impression review. It won't be quite a full review just because I will not get the opportunity to fully test it out until the distant future, since she's still in the process of being saddle trained. So in advance, I would like to apologize for any duck noises and dog noises we hear. They are out and about. We are in my backyard at the moment until we move locations to put my new bridle onto Padme's face and see what everything looks like and feels like. So I spent a lot of time researching bitless bridles. I just prefer riding bitless, and I wanted to go ahead and start her on the bitless bridle so that when we get to the point of riding, she's already used to the cues. And specifically, I ended up going with the LightRider bridle, and I will link everything down below. And let's get into this. All right, so yesterday when I first saw this package in my mailbox, I was a little displeased because my mail lady insists on shoving things that don't fit in the mailbox into the mailbox, and it's all because she thinks that my dog is aggressive when he's not, but I think that that's just an excuse because I know she does that at other houses in the community too, but I digress there. I do wish that it was shipped in a box and not a tough bag as it's labeled, but I do get the bridle came in from overseas. It came over from Australia from the Natural Horse World company, which so far I have thought the entire process has been lovely and the shipping notifications were great and very up to date. And so I can't wait. I've been just wanting to rip into that, and that is not the side it opens from. Because I'm very excited to see my lovely new leather bridle. Okay. Okay, so I did order a pair of reins as well, and that's just because these bridles, specifically the way they work, it is noted that if you use a traditional rein with like a slobber strap, now I do ride Western, so Western reins have slobber straps a lot, and it's just like a little piece of leather at the end of the cotton rein. And they can be a little bit too heavy for this bridle and not allow the pressure on the chin to release properly. So I ordered a pair of reins that do seem very nice and very well constructed. I am actually very impressed with them because they were fairly inexpensive. So they're just a really basic rope rein. I usually do ride with split reins. The horse I ride right now is my uncle's horse, but I did grow up primarily not using split reins, and I actually do not prefer a split rein because I'm just a little paranoid of dropping half of my reins. But a well-trained horse, that's not an issue. You should still be able to get them to stop so you can get your rein. Okay, well, I am glad to see that there doesn't appear to be any damage from the mail lady unceremoniously shoving my bridle into the mailbox, which was a thing I was genuinely concerned about. This is actually really nice. So I did go with the leather stock bridle, and the reason I didn't really go with the Western style is because even though I grew up riding Western, I primarily ride Western. I don't necessarily like all of the extra bells and whistles that Western bridles tend to have. I just think they're kind of busy. And also, since Padme is still a young horse, still being trained, we only just saddled her for the first time a couple days ago. She's only worked with the saddle on twice. She is about 4 years old. She's still young. I went with a bridle that is more intended for starting young horses, which is what the stock bridle is. And the stock bridle is also intended for work with like drafts and driving and things. And I like that it has little rings here for the leather attachments and not just everything connected. I do like that there's more mobility. And I mean, I just like the simplicity in the bridle. I think it's really lovely. So the actual bridle part that made me want to try this is down here. So this little strap is meant to be able to like pull through, and that's where your reins connect to. That's how you cue your horse. And eventually it just kind of localizes the pressure on the chin and then eventually the noseband, because when it's fitted properly, it just pulls out a little bit. I do really like it. I like the little neoprene material here to cover the little buckles that adjust the length of that chin strap. It feels really soft. And the noseband has some cushion, and all the bands that make contact have cushion as well. So I really like this. The other thing that made me like pick it is because of this strap here that just makes it so that you have a convenient place to lead your horse. So, because once they're trained properly, according to their website, with this bridle, they'll start associating just pressure across the chin here with the cue to stop. So leading from the reins hooked there would technically cue them to stop, whereas you have a fun little buckle here to lead, and you can also lunge with the bridle. So overall, my first impression, I am genuinely impressed by this bridle, and I am glad that I decided to go ahead and go with this one. It is very lovely. There's one small scratch I see on the leather here, which isn't a big deal, and I think that it's from being shoved into my mailbox, but that's fine. It's not really noticeable. I just noticed it because I happened to look closely at that one spot, but through normal wear and tear and a little bit of oil, I'm sure we'll be fine. But overall, I'm very happy so far. So in a little bit, we will catch back up with you. We will be in a new location and we will see what everything looks like on Padme. I don't know that we'll actually film the fitting of the bridle to her face because I don't know how patient she'll be with me fitting everything. She's usually pretty patient, but she's a mare, and mares can be kind of attitude-y sometimes. But overall, I'm happy with the reins. I'm happy with the bridle. A little sad that I probably won't use the reins anytime in the near future, but I have them when it's time to use them. So I will see you over at the corrals. Hello! So it's only been like a second for you guys, but it's probably been about an hour for us, and I'm a little bit dirtier, but we are joined out here at the corrals with my lovely little Mauritian Padme. So this is the first time she's ever had like a real bridle on. She's only ever really been worked in a halter before, and I've got everything all situated up to where it fits. Now, I did notice that, like, on the latches and stuff, the leather's still a little stiff, which it's new, so that's to be expected. Hi, girl, I know. But all in all, I like it. The bridle fits pretty well. She is between the cob and full size, so she's in the large side of cob and the small side of the full/average horse. So she is... I did go with the full size, so she has room to grow. Like I said, she's only about 4 years old. When I adopted her at the beginning of summer, she was estimated to be between 3 and 4. So she's still a youngin'. She will be still growing until about the age of 6 or so. And even since I've gotten her, like, she's already to the point where I need to start thinking about sizing up her halter. But at the time that I got her, the next size up would have been ridiculous on her face. So... as we can see, everything seems to fit really well. I'm just using my reins as a little bit of a lead rope, but all in all, I'm very pleased with this bridle so far. In a second, we are going to lunge a little bit since... Excuse me, can I borrow your face one more time? This little ring here is supposed to be able to be used for lunging, so we're just going to do a little light lunging, a little jogging, and test that out. Now, normally, if we were riding, which she's not trained for riding yet, we're still working up to that. She just got saddled for the first time a couple days ago. Once she's used to it, these would be the rings that the reins would clip to, but at first it can be used as a traditional side pull by clipping through both of the rings, which is probably what we're going to do at first. In the coming days, she's really good with the ground driving, so we're going to work on a little bit ground driving to start working on the whole actual system of this particular bitless bridle. So since everything looks pretty good, we did some free lunging to get the friskies out just before. We're gonna set up and we are going to lunge a little bit and then let you see how that goes, and I will tell you my thoughts once this bridle has done a little bit of work. But like I said, I probably can't give a for real review until she's actually trained and I can actually ride in it. We don't have another horse here that I would be comfortable riding in this bridle because her head is so much smaller than the horse that I have been riding. And the other horse that I might be working with at some point, we haven't tried him bitless at all, and he's an interesting one. So it won't be for realsy tested out until probably next year sometime, but she's getting restless, so let's lunge a little bit. All right, so after a little bit of lunging, I know we didn't really put the bridle through any real stress or anything, but it seems like she's comfortable in it. And since this is the first time she's ever worn a for real bridle, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with the fit of the leather. I really like how the stock saddle has these lovely little rings where the brow band meets with everything. So it allows it to kind of move and it's not as rigid, which I do think is probably important to a horse that's never had anything like that before, especially a young one that's never really been started. She didn't have a whole lot going on when I first got her. She just kind of knew how to halter. And so far, everything's been really great. And I am pretty pleased with this bridle. Again, it is the LightRider bridle, and I will link everything down below. This is the stock bridle or stock horse model, and I am overall pretty happy with it. I like the leather. It's a little stiff right now, but that's just because it's new and probably needs a little oiling, but I'm lazy, so I didn't. I know. And she wants her unstructured arena free time, I'm sure, because she usually gets that when we're done doing things, so might as well not keep her waiting too much longer. I do hope that you all kind of enjoyed this weird little unboxing and first impressions review, and eventually when I've gotten more use out of the bridle, I might come back and do a more in-depth review about what I like, what I don't like, but don't hold me to that promise. So I do hope you have a lovely, wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening, whatever time period you happen to be in. And Padme won't be here in the next one, but I for sure will. So I'll see you all then. Thank you again for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell if you would like to see more. And if you'd like to follow me on any of my other social medias, the links are down in the description below. Don't forget to check out thereptilegoth.com for all of my articles and blog posts. If you found any value in this video and you would like to help support the channel, please check out my Patreon page. That link is also in the description down below. And a special thanks goes out to my Diamond Dragon patron, Diane B. What you're doing is really helping me fund a dream here. I will see you guys all in the next one.